morning. So it is Wednesday, and frankly, I have not been as productive as I would like to this week thus far. So, because I've been a little unproductive, I decided to take a rest yesterday, like a whole rest day other than work. And it was very healing, honestly. And then I did a lot of self care, which helped me a lot. Because once again, this is a marathon, not a race. And so I just need to make it to the finish line of finishing my first year of law school and passing both parts of the CMA. And so today I'm starting off with a solid breakfast so I can study better. And I wanted to quickly discuss like some quick meals that really help me in undergraduate and graduate. Also, I got a mic because I'm taking this very seriously. I think raising awareness is so important. No one talks about this. No one even like discusses learning disorders. And I think people just assume that because you're in higher academia, you don't have challenges with learning, which is fully untrue. Fully untrue. Because I have a reading comprehension disorder in law school with a scholarship. So it's very possible. But today I'm focusing on the CMA because my CMA exam's on January 31st, as you guys know. Back to what I was saying though, I got this mic because I'm taking this very seriously. I think raising awareness is essential. I hope that my channel can show to, I don't know, someone like me in high school who didn't know what was wrong and didn't understand why learning was so challenging and why I'm spending triple the time my classmates are and getting worse grades. I hope this helps someone like that. Someone who just is confused and doesn't know how to adapt because no one discusses how challenging life can be with ADHD and learning disorders. So that's my hope. That's why I got a mic. So you guys have better audio and you can hear me better and I can help more people through my channel. Anyway, so I want to discuss some quick, easy foods. So, like bagel with cream cheese with some vegetables on top helps a lot. But I recently learned that cottage cheese is actually a really good substitute for the cream cheese because it has more protein and it actually tastes pretty good. I was actually genuinely surprised how good it tastes. So, give it a try. And then in undergrad, so this is good because all you need is a toaster. So, if you're in the dorms or something, you just need a toaster. And then in undergrad, I literally survived off yogurt parfaits. Like that was no joke, half of my meals my freshman year. And so it's literally yogurt, berries, and granola. And you don't even need a toaster, you don't need any form of appliances. But it's really filling. It has fiber, it has protein. And so, yeah, most of my dinners were yogurt parfaits. And they're actually pretty delicious. Recently, I've been using frozen fruit and then I microwave it and it becomes like this really cool purple. Oh, I spilled showing you guys. Oopsies. I should have not done that probably. Hey, at least you saw the color. This really cool purple. And yeah. So in all honesty, I think academia can be so isolating for people who do have challenges. And I noticed in law school, like it was not meant for people like me who one day I'm super duper productive because of my ADHD hyperfixations, and then the next day I'm inattentive because I have mixed ADHD. And like that doesn't cut it in law school. Like you can't really be inattentive when you're cold called. And that was really hard for me because I just I felt as if the system wasn't made for me. I think that's the exact way to put it. I felt the system wasn't made for me. And I think I've seen this before in undergrad in the 300 lecture halls. And my double time would be a professor saying, "We'll pick up your paper last." And so I got that sorted with the civil rights office eventually because I wrote about it in my personal statement for law school. And the advisor was a mandated reporter. So the school itself is very much like, this is unacceptable. We are accommodating. It's just the professors themselves aren't very informed at all. And another time that also eventually got reported through a mandated reporter was I was in a hallway taking my exam with other students with accommodations. And my accommodation is quiet testing environment in a private room. And mine was taking it like this next to two other people with accommodations. And that's the thing. I had to ask the professor, "Can I please wear my noise reducing headphones?" And he was super nice about it, which just shows how uninformed they are. Like, they really don't have malicious intent, they're just uninformed. And so, my goal of this channel is to help people like me who are in school right now, in college, undergrad, high school, even middle school, lower school, elementary school, whatever. Help people like me who are having immense trouble with studying because their brain is just simply different. And I genuinely think people who view disabilities as like something that it's bad, or like, yeah, they just see it as bad. They're like, ugh. I'm like, no, because my ADHD makes me creative and it makes me see things through another lens. And if I didn't have all these learning disorders, I would not be as good at studying as I am now. And I learned methods to study. So I think in itself, it helped me be a stronger student. But the process of getting there, I'm still in the process of getting there because I need to keep a certain GPA in law school for my scholarship. The process is extremely, extremely challenging and daunting. And it's a continual process. Like, I'm still learning how to study every day. But I'm like, these tips can help someone out there. And yeah, I really hope this helps someone. I do enjoy the editing process, but the reason I do is because I'm so passionate about raising awareness. Because in undergrad, I hosted about like four disability awareness sessions about the challenges every single year. In undergrad, I had one. I think I had two 1 year, so maybe five. One was for professors and the rest were for students, about like, you don't know what's going on with your classmate next to you. Like, if they seem quote unquote dumb, maybe they're going slower. And so there were numerous times, still in even in law school, people think I'm unintelligent because I'm slower. But slower doesn't mean unintelligent. Slower doesn't mean I'm incapable of getting the material down. Slower just means slower. And that's that. And so I raised awareness to students as well. Like, don't assume, and understand that people next to you are having challenges learning. And I just think awareness is just such an important part, including awareness within ourselves about what we can do to help ourselves be better and help ourselves succeed in academia when the system is set up for someone who isn't like us. In a way, it's set up that's for neurotypical people, and in that, because it's set up that way, it feels like it's against us. And in some ways, it can be. In some ways, it is. And that's why accommodations are so important. So you level the playing field. I have had law school students who say, I could get accommodations, but I'm not because I feel like it's unfair. No, you need those to be at an equal playing field. Like, those are what are making you equal, not higher, because you're already at a deficit. These accommodations accommodate for that deficit. And so I get so passionate about this, and I want to be a disability law litigator for children because schools discriminate against kids all the time, especially children with autism. Oh my God, the things they do is unacceptable. And so I'm so innately passionate about this, and I want that word to get out. But I also want these study tips to help someone, even neurotypical people, like anyone. I just want these study tips to help someone because no one teaches you how to study. No one. You just have to learn. And then what? If you don't know how, you are kind of in trouble. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I hope this channel helps. I'm going to get to drilling after I finish eating my breakfast. Okay, timestamp. It's 9:08. Today, my goal, I have a lot on my schedule, which I'm not going to get to it all, but I'm going to aim for the bare minimum of doing, like, actually, finally, actually finishing chapters 1 through 10. And I'm going to do chapter 10 multiple choice and essay because I guess I didn't get to those in the summer. I just finished drilling and I'm getting to know where my gaps are. So one of my gaps is capacity management. So I'm gonna just read it out loud to internalize because I'm having trouble understanding. I'm gonna just, since I'm not processing it in the language they're using in the book, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, please explain capacity management, capacity. Okay, timestamp, it's 10:16. I'm going to take a break. I just finished chapter 10 multiple choice, which was actually very helpful. I think I learned a lot through drilling. And then I'm going to blow dry my hair because I'm actually really cold right now. And then I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to do chapter 10 essay. And then I'm just going to restart and review chapter 1 multiple choice, do chapter 1 essay. Because if you can do the essay, you can do the multiple choice. And then see where my gaps are. And then chapter 2 multiple choice, chapter 2 essay, and so on. Okay, hi. So my hair is blow dried, so I'm no longer freezing, which is much appreciated. I'm gonna now get to essay questions, and yes, this is where it really shows if I know the material or not. There are times where I'm like, I don't know the answer, and then I have to go back and restudy it. But yeah, my goal before work, as you guys know, I like to do incremental goals throughout the day. So I work at 12, it's 10:29. My goal before work is to finish this essay and understand what I missed on the essay. And then, yeah, so I'm going to do that. Hi, so I just finished up chapter 10 essay and it is currently 10:53. So I'm going to get to chapter 1 multiple choice and essay, but as you can see in the time lapse, I used a blue Sharpie to help me memorize. And so if you ever need help memorizing, use a blue Sharpie. I kind of want to elaborate more about stage 3 of the application process, because when you are doing practice, this is when you are really solidifying what you have learned. If you just conceptually know something and don't know how to apply it, it doesn't really mean anything. Like, you're not going to do well on the test if you don't know how to apply it. So stage 3 of the process is essential because now I'm learning how to apply what I just recently learned in terms of practice. And so I'm going to be practicing. Hi, so pretty much I'm tired. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go get a bubbly Diet Coke from Quick Trip, of course. And then I'm just going to go to work early and take a break from accounting drilling. And then when I come back, I'll be doing chapters 1 through 9, multiple choice and essay.
Hi guys, so I just met with my professors and some academic support people, and it was an extremely good meeting. It gave me confidence in myself that I can do this, and that I am doing the right things. I just need to add some other study methods like study groups, which I didn't use my first semester of law school. But yeah, it was a really excellent meeting, and it was very important that I communicate with them my situation. And I think a huge part of advocacy is communication, and everyone wants you to communicate. If people don't know what is happening on your end, how are they supposed to help you? And so they provided with me with a lot of resources academically and personally, and I think that's a huge part of advocacy as well, is saying this is what's happening and how can I do better. So right now I'm at school. I had my meeting at 9 a.m. Last night I did not get to studying. I was too burnt out. And so today I'm more focused. I'm doing small things like emails, registering my exams and my classes for accommodations, and contacting people who've been on my backlist to contact, ordering my textbooks for the semester, things like that. I'm doing all the small things really quick before I start jumping back to my CMA and studying for that. At some point I'm going to check if my syllabi are uploaded so I can add that to my Notion calendar, but it's 9:53 and yeah, I have work at 12. I will be studying, and getting all these administrative tasks done at the beginning. So thanks. Also, if you haven't heard of categories on your emails and like folders on your emails, I think organization is so important. So on the left side, I have all my semesters, and then under the semesters, subfolders for each class. And then categories I have for like homework, important to do, reminders, future reference, things like that. So using organization tools like that in email can be helpful. Okay, hi. So I modified my CMA plan. I sent an email to the person I need to schedule an email with. I sent a text to the people I need to email and schedule with, and then I ordered the textbooks that just became available for constitutional law. And then what else did I do? Oh, I reordered my prescription, which also always seems like the hardest thing to do, but it's just a phone call. I reordered my prescription, and now I think it's time to get to CMA, switching from law school brain. I think in my schedule, I'm gonna designate a specific time every Saturday for outlining, to help me stay accountable throughout the semester, because after that meeting with my two professors who were super helpful, like they were so sweet, I think I'm gonna schedule like 8 to 4, 8 to 5 studying. So I'm going to schedule it every Saturday as if it's a class, you know what I mean? And so then I can hold myself more accountable on those weekends. We'll see if it works. It's about learning what works with you. And so looking at my plan today, I have to review chapters 1 through 9, multiple choice and essay. I'm gonna be doing fast multiple choice review and intense essay, because if I know the essay, then I know the multiple choice. But the thing is, the multiple choice, I'm just gonna skip what I know. Like the conceptual is pretty simple. It's like, do you know or you don't? And if I know that, I'm gonna skip that and I'm gonna go to the calculation-based multiple choice, because that's usually where I get lost. So I'm gonna do a skim, because getting through 300 to 360 pages of material through practice would take me a really long time, because I have double time, right? Like I have, for the exam, 6 hours to do 100 questions and 2 hours to do 2 essay questions with about 5 to 10 questions each. So when studying, that's exactly how long it would actually take me to study. So because there's only a limited amount of time in the day, it's 10:15. I have work at 12 to 5 I work for my CMA hours, right? Because there's a limited time in the day, I do have to skim, and that's a part of it. Like, you can only go in depth so much before you lose time for the other material. And since it's January 8th, happy birthday to my little brother. He's 18. It's January 8th. I have till the 31st for my exam, but law school starts on the 20th. And when law school starts, I'm a law school machine. I'm not really an accounting machine, right? And so we have about a week and a half of intense studying, because I have to get through 10 chapters as well. And so I know I can do it. I will do it. I've done it before, but now's the time. I just need to really wrap up chapters 1 through 10, because I'm getting a little hyper fixated on it, to be honest. And as the perfectionist in me, I see that, and I need to skim and I need to go faster, because I still have like 50% of the tests left that I need to study. And I'm gonna study chapters 1 and 2 before work at 12. Yeah, I think that's a good goal. Okay, so I just did 2 shorts on accommodations as I was thinking about things. It's 10:28. I got a little distracted, but I do think the shorts are helpful for people with accommodations. So I'm gonna throw them in this video, but I'm gonna get back to studying chapters 1 and 2. So I'm a big visual person, and so I'm confused on like single step versus multi-step income statement. I literally just look up pictures. Like the pictures function in Google has saved me a lot in my undergrad, because then I can just click on the picture and it gives me a visualization, because I'm a visual learner. And then on the exam, I can remember, oh, this is a visual of a single step and this is a visual of a multi-step income statement. And as you saw in my last video, to memorize something, I write it in blue. So I'm just gonna write gross profit, not on single step income statement, because single step equals revenue minus expenses plus gains minus losses. And so since it's in blue rather than pencil, my brain can differentiate it better. Also, I'm like folding the book in half so I don't see the answers. And so I use simple memorization tricks, like, so a property dividend is valued at the date it is declared at the fair value, which I got the fair value right, but I didn't know the date. So I'm writing it in blue to help memorize. So fair value at date declared, right? So I'm gonna think land associated with property. So I'm gonna think, okay, property dividend, land ends in the letter D, date of declaration. Declaration, D, declaration. So that's how my brain's gonna memorize that. If there's a land dividend, you look at the date of declaration. So you use little ways to help you memorize. And so I guessed this question right, but just because I got it right doesn't mean I understand why. And so if I don't understand why, that means I'm gonna miss it in the future, even though I got this question right. So I'm looking up with ChatGPT, wise purchase and sale of securities and investing cash activity, because I thought it would be financing, but that seems wrong. So then ChatGPT is gonna give me an answer. Financing is about the company's own capital. So I'm gonna write that in blue to help me memorize. It doesn't mean capital of other companies. It means the company's own capital. And see, that small distinction will get you an answer wrong on the exam, which is why it's so important to ask why. So financing is about the company's own capital. It's like in a table, which is so helpful actually. It's a good memory hack. So even ChatGPT gives you memory hacks, which is so cool. And if I see any traps, like this is a trick question because they're asking us what cash flow type it is, but there's literally no cash in the transaction. So if I see any trick questions in the book, I make a note of that in blue for my brain to remember it. And if I had my tabs, I would tab it, but I think I left them at home. So I'll just do like a little ear bend because that's a common trick they're gonna do on the test. And if I'm stressed about time, I'm gonna miss it and get it wrong when I really could have gotten it right because I just didn't read the question fully. So when you see the tricks they can do to get you, you need to make note of that immediately. So I left my coat at home and I'm actually freezing. I finished chapter 1 because I'm aiming for progress, not perfection. And since it was very conceptual, I didn't do any calculation based. And also I know I can do that calculation based because I got an accounting degree in that. And that stuff is just like super basic material because it's chapter 1. It's like literally basic accounting. So I'm like, I'm not gonna work on it and do it manually if it's not worth it for my time. And so it's 11:05. I'm gonna go home and grab a coat, maybe put on some layers because it got cold with the rain, and I'm gonna have to go in the rain because I didn't plan ahead. Oops. Because I was running late to my meeting with my professors who were super supportive. Yeah, so I'm gonna go home and get some layers on and then probably start chapter 2, multiple choice and essay. So I'm soaked. It's like a 2-minute walk to my car and I'm soaked. So don't forget your raincoat. Don't forget your raincoat, guys. It's kind of cathartic. I don't know. It's kind of fun. So I changed into warmer clothes because it's actually freezing. And if you are going to somewhere with a bigger campus, you need rain boots that can also work as snow boots and a raincoat and good walking shoes because it really is important you have ways to get to class because like sometimes it would take me 30 minutes to walk to a class
across campus, and so you need like the right things for all kinds of weather, which seems so simple, but on days when you're literally exhausted, it's awful. Luckily, with law school, it's like super like walk back and forth because the higher up you go, the less classes you have in different buildings because you're getting more specialized in your academia. So I would be in the business school and I would literally walk to the parking lot and that'd be fine. And then, but rain boots were still essential because the parking lots were not safe. And snow boots, especially snow boots. And then same with law school, super simple walk, but you saw how soaked I got. So imagine walking 30 minutes in that. And then if you get really like drenched in rain, I would get sick. And then that messes up your whole study week. And so, or 2 weeks, depending on how sick you get. So yeah, it is currently 11:22. I'm going to try to at least get chapter 2 multiple choice done and work on chapter 2 essay if I get to it. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. Hi, so chapter 2 multiple choice is taking quite longer than I expected, um, because it's very calculation based multiple choice, and that's where I'm focusing because the conceptual, I pretty much got that down. I wanted to show you guys a couple things about how you can study better. So let's first go through my first step, which is most exams allow scratch paper, and you can even request it as an accommodation. My go-to is always ask for more, and it doesn't hurt to ask for more. Always ask for more accommodations. And I did that on the LSAT and it worked out. So label your work. This is a terrible example because I don't have any indication of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just all this work. So when I come back after I do my first round through the exam and I circle and mark the ones I don't know. And by the way, I have a ranking method I use on the test to determine um, how much, how important is it I come back to it. So if it's circled, this means I really need to come back to this. I could get this right if I have time, or if I think about this more, or I'm missing something and I can't get it right this time. So if I circle it, that means I need to come back. If I do a squiggle, that means this is lower priority to come back, but if I have time when I'm done, I should go back and check this. And then if there's still time, I check all the work. In law school, by the end of the 8-hour test, I was just too exhausted to check everything. So I would skim and then I would turn it in. In undergrad, I did check everything and it was really tiring, but that's how I got such a high cumulative GPA is because I went back and checked every single question. Because with ADHD, you can miss certain words really, really, really easily. So number 1, label your work. Okay. Number 2, write out what you know. Right. So I've mentioned this before, but I wanted to show you guys how I do a question. So let's say I have this wall of text. Okay. What I would do is I would fold it in half, as you saw in the video, but for sake here. When I see a wall of text, I really don't process it very well and I don't understand it very well. And it's hard for me to see what are they asking. And my brain gets a little overwhelmed looking at this. So on the test, I would do a first read through, determine, okay, what are they asking me? And then the second read through, I would go through, read it, and then write down, okay, average of 3% credit sales. So then I would go to my notebook and I would write average of 3% credit sales to internalize what the question is giving me. And then I would do a visualization, right? Any visualizations help me understand. So a timeline, a graphic, do a quick one in your scratch work and you can do it easily. So year 3 was 140, year 3 totaled 10 million, so on. So, okay. I would be like, okay, Average credit. Average 3% credit sales. 10 million accounts. 10 million sales. And I'd go through and I would label it. I'd label it as number 4. And so when I would come back to my scratch paper, I'd be like, oh, okay, these were the given. Rather, because I had number 4 circled because it was the most thing I didn't know, rather than a squiggle, because a squiggle means kind of know it. Circle is I really don't know this, I need to come back. So if I have this circled, then I come back, I have this given information rather than wasting time rereading this whole entire prompt, right? And then last thing you do is you choose your answer. You work it out as if you don't have any multiple choice answers in your book. You work it out as if you have no answers in your book. And then you find your answer. If I don't find the right answer, I find the closest one, I circle it, and I come back to rework it and see what did I do wrong not to get that correct calculation. Make sure you're answering the question. Each word in the prompt matters, and it's exhausting, I know, but each word does matter to get it correct. So it's very, very, very important you do that. You do number 1, quick read through, get the general gist. Okay, are we in revenue? Are we in costs? Are we in inventory? Where are we in the realm of accounting? Number 2, okay, what is given? Write that down in your scratch paper for if you need to come back and for you to internalize what is being asked. Then see what's being asked. Work it on your own. Don't look at the answers. Don't even look at the answers. Work it on your own. Come back. If it's there, circle it, move on. If it's not there, circle the correct answer, move on. If it's not there, make an indication for yourself if you have more time at the end of the exam to understand what went wrong and recalculate if you have time. So yeah, that's how I do practice questions and how I do it on the test. So it's 11:45. I'm going to get to work and charge my laptop while I'm at work so I don't need to charge it when I study when I come back. But a trick is if you want to bring something with you and you know you're going to forget it, put it at this door, like literally right in front of your door, like right where your shoes are, where everything is. And then you won't forget it. So I got this little gift of like a sun thing that moves in the sun. I don't know what they're called. But I literally put it right in front of me because I forgot it. I've forgotten it for like 5 days in a row. And I do this with coats. I do this with keys. I do this with wallets. And so, yeah, I need to get to work. My prescription's ready, but I don't think I have enough time to pick it up. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. So I have my raincoat on. Yay. And I'm bringing snacks because I like to double overlap my lunch with my work. So that saves me time later in the day. And as you guys know, dinner, I like to sit down and actually have a meal. So I'm doing carrots, hummus, and I think that will be enough because I really don't feel that hungry, and my dinner's usually my biggest meal. And so I'll do carrots and hummus and get a lunchbox. It helps. So after work, I ended up crashing because I started to get sick. And so the next day I didn't actually study. I appreciate you guys watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day.